All right, so I'm here with Boxing 5 promoter Larry Wainstein. We just come off of the 21st of February Raising the Bar tournament. Nice one to start off the year, Katlako Kanyisa, and the main event of the evening. How are you doing, Larry?
All good, thanks Hayden, thanks for asking. Yeah, it was the first one of the year, and obviously we had high expectations, and I think the boxers delivered. I think the fights were great, and as we go through it, we'll talk about it and see who did what and how it went.
Started off the night, an upset, I'd say, on paper. Chris Morrow came in, a lot of hype coming in behind him. He fell short on the hurdle. What was your assessment of that fight?
That's one of the things about boxing. You can't write the script beforehand and think it's going to go according to script. And that's why AV puts fights on. And a lot of the times you don't know how it's going to end up. So the guys have to step up, or it's entertaining. And unfortunately, Chris has been working very hard and he's put a lot into it. And when you see him at the gym, he's always there, and he's always first to be there and last to leave. He's a hard-working kid, and unfortunately, he got caught with a punch, and it's again one of those things.
When you're looking at sort of developing the boxers of the next generation, there are a lot of names that do stand out on this tournament. There's some new names, some older names. Let's go to Duran Zinman, because he was the fight 2 of the evening. He seemed to take care of his opponents in a fashion that we haven't seen Duran Zinman do. In his first fight, he looked a little bit frustrated. This fight, he came out like a Terminator.
No, he did, and very impressed with him. Also impressed with his attitude and his, the way he conducts himself. And, it's one step at a time. We don't like to keep saying, oh, this guy's going to be a champion. We just take him along and bring him along, and he has improved. And if he improves the way he has steadily, pleasing to the crowd love him. He's an all-action fighter, and I think from the last fight to this fight, there's a tremendous improvement.
He is. And I wrote a little article. I think that if dedication and everything was an embodiment, it would be him, because he's literally like one of the other guys in the gym that's just always there constantly, and he likes to ask a lot of questions, but he's always there. And I think that's what you as a promoter would like to see.
Yeah, he is always there, and he's always the gratitude. He's always there, and he just keeps thanking us. But he's got to do the work, and the hard work he's not scared of, and the overtime that he puts in, and he's always trying to improve himself. So for that, I think he's an example to other guys.
And then third bout of the evening, Amos Mpanda. He was out of Danny De Oliveira, young trainer. First time he's ever been in a fight corner as a professional trainer. His guy ends up getting a knockout, Amos Mpanda, that is. Were you impressed by that boxer?
He got the knockout, but I was impressed by his boxing ability. And when you look, and these are one of the issues that can make or break a fighter that's got talent, is this kid has had his license for 2 years. He's had 2 fights. Now we put him on, and he was calm, cool. He looked like a veteran fighter, and I was really impressed with him. And Danny was over the moon, and I'm so glad for Danny, because he's been around world champions, he's been around boxing, and now this is his venture on his own to take fighters on. And this boy came to him, and he didn't just snap him up. He said, you need to tell Harold Vollbrecht that you're leaving him, and he did it the right way, and I was just very, very excited about him.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen him in a previous tournament as well, where on another promotion where he looked phenomenal, and immediately I looked at him, I thought his career is also, like what you said, wasn't moving along very steadily, but Danny picked him up and immediately brought him to Boxing 5's attention. Are you happy with the young trainers coming through now, the progression of them?
It's like anything, you need young fighters, and if the young trainers have got the ability, why not? Let them come and grow with their fighters. There is no sort of set age group where a trainer has to be 50 years old or 60 years old. If these guys are the ex-boxers and they've worked with guys and they know how to look after them, why not?
Yeah, and it's exciting because there was another youngster on the card that came out in bout number 4, Aseko Nokele as well. He came all the way from the Western Cape, but of course he's with Boxing 5 and No Doubt Management together in conjunction. What did you think of him?
I was in Cape Town. Colin and I went down to have a look at him, and Jackie's been telling us this boy is a good fighter, please come and see him. And then what happened was Colin and I went down, we watched him fight, and the night was going on, and Colin was always prepared. And we took down, in case we thought he was good enough, we took down a contract, but the contract was dated for that day. And what people don't understand, somebody asked me on Saturday night, why did Colin say we had to sign him before midnight? Because the contract was dated for that day, and it wasn't anything else, nothing untoward. So we just thought, while we're there, we don't have to come down again and do whatever we had to do, and that's why that was the time scale that we had to do it. But then when we saw him, both Colin and I were very impressed with him. He's a very calm, cool, calm fighter. He's got his style is proper, his jab, he's got a beautiful smooth jab, and even when he throws that jab and he gets the guy, he doesn't rush in and want to knock him out. He just boxes. And also very impressed with him. He's had 6 fights, this is his 7th. So, he's getting on. So now the thing is, with his next fight, we're going to, I know Jackie wants to put him on in Cape Town, and let's see where he goes to. But we're very, very impressed with him.
Yeah, I was impressed with him as well. I thought, obviously, when he came up, the first question mark was going to be altitude. How is he going to handle it? He seemed to be, as you mentioned, cool, calm, and collected. I thought at times I just wanted him to step it up one more gear, but he got the stoppage nonetheless.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, what's next for someone like him?
Again, I'm there to put on the shows. What's next for him? That will be the discussion between Colin and Jackie, that's his managers, and they will decide. I'm there just to put the boxes on. I don't interfere and say who they must fight, because then it'll be a fiasco.
And then, speaking of which, you've now promoted Joshua Feldman 6 times in a row, 6-0. He's gone. He looked really impressive. It was a nice step up in opponents as well. Jonas Senga, he's been trained by Anton Gilmore, who's known to cause a few upsets for underdog boxers. Were you impressed by Feldman's performance?
I've been impressed with Josh because when I joined with Colin, he had started there and he was still training, and then we decided after a while to put him on, and every time we've put him on, I've seen improvement. Every time he just steps it up, but his performance on Friday night shows that he's now can look at going somewhere. He is getting to that position of, Colin's always said, we'll just bring him along slowly. Now we've had to step him up, and he stepped up.
I think one of the marks that I was always going to be question marking was, okay, he can hit people, but can he get hit back? And Jonas Senga, he had both of his fights came by knockout through his wins. So it looks like Joshua Feldman can also take a shot as well, which is impressive.
There's no doubt. And sometimes you find boxers that start, and when they do take a punch, they get flustered and they want to go all out. He was cool, calm, he still boxed and took his chances, and threw as much as was given to him, he threw double and as hard as it was given.
And moving over to the next one of the evening, the only draw of the evening as well, in a very, very close contest. Samir Muller, Lopez Maruleka. It was a very close battle. The crowd was sounding disappointed with the draw. Where were you with regards to the result? How did you feel it went?
I tried to be very objective, and watching the fight, Samir was slow to get going. The first 2 rounds, maybe, he never won. It was close, but he never won it. The 3rd round, it looked, he had all to do, but he came back in the last few rounds. He was very clever in dodging the punches and landing with power. So, he really, I think, put on the show. When somebody asked me, I said, not that I think I know what I'm talking about, but I said to them, they thought that Samir didn't do enough. I said, I think he did the last 2 rounds. Don't be surprised if it's not a draw. And it was. Yeah,
it was razor thin as well. And I think the talk, at least from Damon, was that he wants to drop Samir down yet another division to bantamweight as well. What's your thoughts on that?
If he drops to bantamweight, who knows? I mean, he is a capable boxer, and we love putting him on because he gives it his all. And just as a matter of interest, that was his 2nd fight of the night.
I just had to change the angle really quickly. I had a bit of a production issue.
Glitch.
But we continue. So we're talking about Sinakosi Malochwa.
Yeah. So after that layoff, and after what we believed was his mental attitude, we gave him another fight, and we then decided to put him on again. and yes, I think it proved the right thing to do. It was a very close fight with him, and if we have the opportunity to put Samir and him on again, not Sinakosi Lopez,
Yes.
we would do so because we think there might be some merit in doing that. And maybe if we put Sinakosi against him again, maybe, but it just all depends on the fighters and the tournament and that. So we always look at that. Not saying, well, because he's won one and drawn one, that we're going to put him on again. It doesn't count. It's all about the fighters we have on the day.
And then the main event of the evening, Katlego Kanyisa, he performed so well against Makubane as well. We had it 8-0 on commentary. I know the judges had it like 7-1, but how did you see it?
Yeah, I think he was dominant, and you see that's the intelligence of Katlego. He used it to prepare himself for his next fight. So he didn't go all out to knock the guy out. He did the rounds. Not that I'm saying the guy was a strong guy, he took the punches, but he was trying certain things that he thought he would use in his upcoming fight, which we targeting for him. And that's the way he is. And I mean, the atmosphere that his fans brought to the box camp, and again also Samir's fans brought to the box camp. It was electrifying. The tournament was great. Everyone felt it was an amazing tournament. And for up-and-coming development fighters, it was a full house. There was not a seat in the house again. And I don't just say that lightly. I know, I can see. And, we're very proud of him. And besides just fighting well, he brought a crowd where they buy tickets and they come and support him.
Sure. If I think about, and obviously the announcement will come out much later on, but if I think about the potential fight that you're lining up, you're going to have like a very full venue.
That's what we plan for, to make sure. We are thinking of looking at venues and still using box camp for certain. But when we want to put on what we're hoping we can put on, we're going to have a bigger venue.
All right. Well, Larry, I'll leave it there because we did a nice recap of the tournament. Anything lastly that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add, and let's talk about the tournament. We've done 13 tournaments, and as luck would have it, we had a few issues with our production, and it happens to anyone. I mean, but it just hasn't happened to us before. And I've got to say, there was a bit of confusion about the starting time. When we have fights on a Friday at Boyson's, there's no ways. What our guys should have put out is that gates open at 6, not starting at 6, because we know what the traffic's like, so we look for that. So not making any excuses. There were certain things on the production side. The ball was dropped. We've already addressed it. This is Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We had them in, and we've addressed all of that. And everyone else, all my sponsors and everyone are raving. They really had a great time, and that's what it's about. We don't ask too many people to sponsor, but the people that we sponsor are all mainly customers of mine, and they ask, please don't leave us out next time.
All right, fantastic. And the next time we see you, we'll be announcing the next tournament and the next dates, which we're going to be looking forward to. Or maybe we will catch up before then. We never know.
No, we never know, because there's a lot of things
internationally or
pipeline internationally and all of that. So we just keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, nobody's going to stop us. They can say what they like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being nasty. People have their opinions, and it's their opinion. And we make sure people will come back. It's not. It's just that we're not used to people saying things about us. But you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's let them talk, and we'll continue doing what we're doing.
We'll do the boxing in the ring.